Let's go and practice how to draw the class diagram, which is a very important practice. And please make sure that you understand the previous explanation about the relationships and how to identify objects. As we said, first step is to identify the object in the system. Again, I will repeat it. The second one could be identify the relationship between these objects, and then you start at the attribute and the operation. And after you draw the main things, you have to verify and refine the structure of the diagram. All right, remember these steps. Okay, remember these steps. So let's take an example. Now, okay, so when you try to implement the ATM system, you said that we have a customer. That's correct. Okay, and you said you have an account. That is correct. Okay, and you said you have transaction. That is correct. Okay, but we missed what? Two things. Bank. The account should be inside what? The bank. So the bank is a physical thing. So customer is a physical thing, exists already. Bank is exist. Account is the logical thing inside the bank. Okay? And in the account we do what? Transaction. Okay? Now, if you want to make it big, you could have more than one ATM for the bank. Alright? So let's see the relationship. So we identify what? We identify the objects. We say we have customer, we have account, we have transaction, and we have bank. Okay, and the bank will contain more than one ATM, so we have ATM. Now the banks, okay, now account can be generalized, okay, into two types. So we could have current account or what? Or saving account. So we create what? Generalization. Okay, you could also specify the account to be more general. Alright? Now think about other things also. Customer, you can generalize the customer. That could be a customer or an employee. So the employee could be a customer as well. Okay? Alright. Now the customer has a relationship with what? The customer has an account. The customer here has an account. Now each customer can have one or two accounts. So each customer in the same bank will have one or two accounts, and the account is part of what? Part of the bank. The account is part of the bank. Alright? And it's aggregation here. Right? If you draw a line, normal line, that's okay. But if you specify the relationship to be more aggregation, so the account will include, the bank will include accounts. Okay? And also the ATM is part of the what? Bank. So the account will, the bank will has ATMs as part of the banking system, but it's not necessarily to use the ATM. So it's not a so strong relationship aggregation. It is a normal aggregation. So if you want to withdraw the money, you could go to the bank directly without using the ATM. All right. Now the bank include or has ATM and include accounts, and the customer will have one or two accounts. This is an example. Right? Now the customer will go to the ATM. So the customer will go to the ATM to withdraw the money. Alright? And the account is related to transaction. Each transaction is done on the account. Okay, so each transaction could be done on more than one account, or each account will have more than one transaction. And we also generalize the account into two types: a current account, or what, or saving account. And then you can put the attributes. So we can put the attributes for the customer, can put the attribute for the code, for the ATM we have location and managed by. And you can see some of them, or most of them, are what, public. Most of the attributes are what, are public, even the functions. And then we add the functions that related to each one. You can see here the saving account has no functions. It inherit all the functions from the account, and the same as the current account inherit all the functions from the other account. Okay, any question about this? You could add the card if you want, okay, but the card will be between the ATM and the customer to create the relationship between the ATM. So you can have a card like this. Each customer will have what? Each customer will has 1 or 5, for example, cards. 1 to 5 cards. Or each customer may have no card, so you can put 0. And the card use the ATM. So each card will use one ATM, or use more than one ATM. Okay, so you can add the cards, that's fine. So first of all, you have to identify the objects that include in the system. And when you identify the object, think about physical things that happen. Do not think about the action, do not think about the implementation, just the design. Okay, similar when you design your home, you say I want to have 3 bedrooms, and I want to have 2 bathrooms, I want to have something like that. But you did not talk about the doors between the rooms, and what's the shape of the room, and what's the design of the room. You only think about the structure of the house, okay, the main structure of the house. Same thing when you design the application. Think about the main structure. What are the main components should be included? Okay, I will think about, for example, let's say I'll give you an example. Let's think about what? Think about, for example, what? Think about, let's say, yeah, let's think about hotel. Okay, hotel system. Okay, hotel system. I'm gonna use that things to design to show you how to do it. Okay, to show you how to do it. So I'll share my screen with you, and I will use IO Draw. So when you open IO Draw, okay, you will get this page, and you click on Start. When you click on Start, you can use other software. When you click on Start, it will open you to this page, and you say Create a new diagram. Okay, I'm gonna create a blank diagram, or I can create directly. Give me just a class diagram so I can change it. All right, you can create it. Now I'm thinking about hotel system. I'm gonna list here what are the things that could be included in the hotel system. All right, I will remove the relationships because I don't need them now. I will just remove them. Okay, now think about what? The hotel. Anyone has an idea what are the main things in the hotel? Anyone? So I could think about what? First object in the hotel system could be what? Anyone? You can speak. Come on. Customer. Yes. So the customer is the first object. Okay. Okay. Another one. A customer will what? Room. Yes. That's good. Another things. What the customer will do with the room? Okay. Booking. Yes. Booking. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you, Aya and Abir. What else can we have? So the customer will book a room. Okay. Anything else? He will pay for the rooms. Yes, that's good. Payment. Let's call it payment. It's much better. Okay. All we call it what? We call it receipt. Okay. Receipt, which is should represent the bill. Okay. Let's step here. Okay, and we can add more. If you want to add more, that's fine. So let's say that the customer, we identify the objects, the main objects. Let's draw the main attribute for each object. So for the customer, we have the name, phone number, and email address, for example. Okay, that should be enough. And the customer can do what? Can do what? Can book, or let's say not book. The customer can arrive. Let's make it more practical. Customer can fill form, for example. Okay, what else the customer can do? You can extend this. The customer can do, anyone can pay, arrive, or let's say not arrive, check in, or check out. Tamam? Okay, you can make it larger if you want by clicking on this. You can add a plus or minus if you want. You can add a plus or minus. So the phone number, for example, could be what? Could be something private. It's not what? It's not public. So the name is public, plus phone number is private, for example. I'll just give you an example. All right. Email address can be what? Can be public, but it should be what? Should be, for example, protected. All right, something like that. Okay, this is for the customer, and you can also make this public. These functions, make them public, for example. Okay, so let's go to the room. The room will have what? They'll have room-ish, room number, and
capacity,
size. That's good. And price. It could has what? Also type. صح? Level and so on. Okay, so we can the room has some other functions such as what? Clean, What else? Look the room, open the room. You can have more function if you want to add. You can specify like this one, minus, plus, and so on. Now I want to do something about the room. Okay, if you think about the room, okay, we have types for the room. Is that? Okay, so what kind of types can we have for the room? I can copy this and paste here and paste here. Let's take two types, for example. Okay, so we can have for example suit. We can have single, or what do you call it, honeymoon suit, honeymoon rooms, or let's call it single, flat. Oh, let's call it flat, much better, flat. Or another type, it could be what? It could be, for example, what? It could be, any idea? Yes, family room. It could be what? Family room. Yeah, it could be family, for example. All right. So it could be these types, for example. Okay, and these are should be what? Should be generation. Okay, where are the generation? Look at here and find out the relationships here. What are these relationships? You can draw. This is the relationships from here, and we need what? We need generalization. We need what? We need generalization. So you can draw this one here. Let's make it like this, and we have to connect it with this one, put it in the middle here, and then for example we can draw a line here now. I'll make it a line, it's much better. I can change it later on. I'll make the line, okay, make it a line. This is a UML. Let's see if we have some other rows. Aggregation row. Try to find the aggregation row. This is composition, aggregation, association, and this is return. Try to find the correct one. Okay, this is okay. You can have this one with a continuous line. I'm gonna change it. Okay, I'll take this one. Take this one here. Okay, cancel. I'll just draw this one and change it. Okay, right, it's here. So I can have it here, and I could do this like this, and then I'll have a normal line. Okay, a normal line here, and then I will draw it from here to here, and then I can draw another line. This line should be from here to this one here, and another line should be from here to this one here. I can move this one a little bit to make it looks much better. This one as well, I can move this to make it attached to the class. So I can move this here. Sorry, I can move the whole class. No, not the line. I want to move the same class here. Okay. Now I can add another one, which is basically this one here to this class. I can move the whole class a little bit to make it looks better. And you can add suit, for example. You can add let's say not contain anything. You can add any things, okay, to it, any property and any attribute. Think about it. So this is an example of, for example, what? This is an example of generation. This is an example of generation or generating the the attributes. Try to find the generalization one here on the arrows, or you can add it. All right. So this is it's a kind of you can do something that you can do to create a generalization. Now we have the booking. The booking we have the booking number, and we have the booking date, for example, date, and we have the amount, for example. You can make this larger. You can have the amount here, amount, for example. You can add a plus or something like that. You can add for the booking, you can make booking. You can have cancel booking. You can have update booking. Change this one. You can have the update booking. Just make this one larger a little bit. You can have a larger one like this. Okay. Let me add it as a text box because it's better to add it as a text box. Okay. So you can have here something, text box. Just double click and you will have these things. So we have to click on the text here and Control V. This is cancel, for example, and you can double click here, make it this one bigger. Double click here down, you'll add the text, and you can say update booking, for example, update booking. You can add these functions. Okay. Receipt, for example, you can have the receipt number or reference number. For example, reference number, you can have that, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, you can have just move this one down here so you can add more. So we can have, yeah, date. Yes, that's correct. You can add the date. Double click here so you can add the text box here, or you can click on the text box from here and you can drag it like this. Okay, you can drag it like this. So you can add what? You can add also date. Thank you, Abir. You can add anything you want. Okay, let's make it smaller. What's the functions that can be added to the receipt? You can say, for example, print receipt. Okay, you can have another one. Let's double click here so we can add another one. We can have as well what? We can have as well, for example, send or email receipt or whatever you want. Email receipt or whatever you want. Okay. Yeah. So the total. Let's add the total here. So we can add the total amount here if you want. Okay, we can make something like a text box. Not here. I can drag. Don't click on the text. Drag it and drop it somewhere. It will be like this. And you can add the total for the receipt. All right. Now let's see the relationships. Okay. So the room has something like that. Now the booking will include what? Receipt. So we need to add what? For the booking, it is kind of aggregation, but it is, yeah, it is here. So we can change it the opposite way. So the booking will include what? Will include part of the receipt that you do the booking, and the customer will do the booking. So this is the normal line between the customer and we can draw a normal line between the customer and the booking. I'm gonna move the booking right here to make it looks much better. This is the good thing, that when you move the object, the lines stay with it. Okay, that make the design much better. So here I can add a text box saying what? Saying here I can drag a text box here and put the relationships. So each customer, for example, one customer will have, drag a text box from here and put it here, will have, for example, 0, 0 or more booking. And I will add a customer here can make, for example, can make booking. And I could turn it around. A customer can make what? I could make it like this. Make a booking. And I can add the same thing, relationship between the rooms. So the booking will be for the rooms. Okay, and so I should also, the booking will include what? Rooms. So I need to somehow try to make the relationship between the rooms and booking. So I have to draw a line like this. Okay, I have to draw a line like this from the room, okay, to this. I can move the customer a little bit like this and move the room like this, and you have to move these things, so you have to move them this side. So to make the diagram looks much better, and I want to make relationship between the rooms and what? And the okay, in the booking you have to make booking for what? For the room. Okay, so okay, and then we have to add what? Is the booking is part of the rooms, this one here. Okay, so we have to put it like this and like this. Okay, kind of like this. Okay, so the booking will include a receipt. We'll have to generate a receipt, and also we're gonna add text here that the booking will for rooms, and the room could include any type of this. This is just a basic relationship. So any booking, also you can add this here, can add a text here. Any booking, okay, any booking may include more than one room. May include more than one room. So it could include one or more rooms. Could include one or more rooms. You can do that. Actually, it's very simple and easy. So this is how you drew the diagram using IO Draw. You could do that using other programs. Okay, that should be fine. And you can save this file, and if you have an assignment, you can save the file, save as, and when you go for the save as, click on save as, you put a name, for example, activity 1, for example, and save it as what? You want to save it as, for example, IO Draw, or you can save it as a picture if you want, or you can save it as an HTML. It's up to you. It's better to save it IO Draw, so save it the same file as an XML file, and you can say, okay, download. That will download the file and put it into your computer. This is the file here. Now this file will be saved into your computer, show in folder here, and you can see that the file, when you open the download, okay, the file cannot be opened using any program. It can be opened what? Using the IO Draw. This is the file. If you try to open it, it will not be open. If you open the IO Draw, and you want to open already file you already created, just so again file open from your device, and you can go to the file and open it. It will open the file you draw, and you can update it, modify it. I already saved it here, so it is somewhere here. Okay, it is here, activity, say open, it will open the file for you. Okay, open a new window. So I have two windows, one is the old one and one is the new one, and then you can update the diagram, change it, delete something from it. That should be fine. Okay, so you can save. It's better to save the file in your computer, then you can come back and update it, change it, and so on, and it will be opened anytime from anywhere. So it does open this file. I can get the original one, I can close this one, that's fine. Leave. I already open it here. Okay, now this is how you use what you can have more diagrams, more UML diagrams like here. You can always use this one. For the relationship, you can use this relationship part. It contains all the relationships that you need to draw.